All right, YouTube, okay. So, big disclaimer, I've filmed this intro about 100 times. I am so awkward in front of this camera and I feel ridiculous. So you're gonna have to bear with me because I just think it's quite funny. What I want to do with this channel is I want to show off this big tank behind me. It's 1,000 litres. It was made by Aquariums for Life. It's an upgrade from the tank that I had upstairs, which was 4 foot by 18 inches Reef Tank that I bought second hand off of eBay. It didn't have any corals at the time. It was just fish only with live rock. And I think I moved everything over about 5 months ago, and I'm so impressed with how well this tank is doing that I just think it deserves a much, much bigger audience. My 7 subscribers that I currently have on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this camera off of the tripod. I'm going to show you around the tank and all of everything that's in it. And then I'm going to show all the filtration and everything that I use to run it. There are some changes coming up with this tank. I'm going to be adding sort of a better frag system underneath and what have you, but you'll see when I take it off. What I'm going to do is I'll probably do a bit of a voice over after I filmed it because like it's a bit buzzy down here, so the sound quality is not that great. All right, so I'm going to show you around. All right, so I'm going to start on this side of the tank. I've got 2 MP10s blasting away on this side. I've got one lonely little clownfish down there. As you can see, my sand gets blown everywhere because there's a lot of flow in this tank. So we've got some Duncans. I think these are the Australian ones. We've got the super long tentacled mushroom there, or toadstool. Got a few fuzzy mushrooms. Some stylophora, and there's some nice Monty that I'm trying to get to grow on the back. Now I have got a couple of acros and millies that haven't done so well. I had them shipped and we had a really, really hot weather and they just arrived not doing so well. But actually one of them started to show sort of a little bit of improvement, so never give up. A little bit of chemical warfare there going on with that Kenya tree and the plating Monty, but I might remove those Kenya trees anyway because they're actually breeding like mad. There's 2 more down there, there's a 3rd one in there. Yeah, everything's just doing so amazing. I've got, for some reason, 2 of my Antheus decided to turn male, but they seem to be okay. They haven't been fighting too much. And there's the other Duncan. I believe that's the other, I think that's Indonesian, I'm not sure. I'm not very good with all of that. I've got this amazing Hysterix. It's bright pink. I mean, it's just gone absolutely crazy. It was massive in my old tank, but it seemed to just be absolutely mental in here. And I've got coloured acro there at the back, or in the middle. Blue tip stag's horn, and then the deep water acro, which has really gone crazy. I'm going to try and raise the middle section up here because I'd like to have a little bit more space underneath. I really need to frag some more of this off. This is I call this my my mother. Of the mother of all anemones. It's crazy. It's gone through a few stages. Sometimes it has bubbles, sometimes it doesn't. At the moment it's looking really bubbly, and I've got like 4 babies from it, but funny thing is the babies don't tend to, well, they don't seem to have the same kind of bubbles. I've got this really nice acro at the back there. I mean, all of these just started from such tiny, tiny, tiny frags. The green one with the pink tips, that's strawberry shortcake. I've had that a while. I had it in my old tank, and when I got the frag of it, it was tiny, tiny, tiny little frag that I cut into 2, and I put 1 piece mounted onto the back glass of my old tank, and then I mounted a separate piece to the rock, and then when I put them into this tank, I didn't obviously have I didn't have much of a back wall to mount the other piece back to, so I've ended up just putting it on the other side of the tank. Got all my frags there. I've been fragging that strawberry shortcake recently as well. It makes absolutely amazing colours. I mean, it just changes all the time really. Sometimes it's more green with pink ends, and sometimes it's more pink with a smaller green base. It's it's really truly beautiful. I've got another toadstool there which has got nice white mouths. I do like the toadstool, I like the bit of movement that it gives, especially because I've got a lot of hard corals. Now I've got some greenberry hystrix. I've got lots of corals that need to be mounted. There's quite a few on the bottom there that are just like acclimatising to everything going on. What I'm trying to do is let them grow onto the frag plugs that I've put them onto, so that I can then remove them, and then hopefully I'll sort of doubled my frag, if you will, so then I can frag it on and pass it on. But yeah, absolutely love this sort of bluey grey. I think it's a Monty Digi there branching. I've never seen another one quite like it. Let me just show you the power head I have here. I've got is it like a Jerboa, one of those Chinese ones, the big one, just along the front there, because the back panel and the front panel, I guess, they're both 3 foot. So big pieces of glass really, so to try and get an even spread. Then I've got another Jerboa here as well, and I use this one mainly for when I clean, because it's so powerful that it stirs up everything. So when I want a really good amount of flow through, you can see that strawberry shortcake there is looking amazing. And yeah, I think that's a Possylopora, something like that there. It's just looking really good. I mean, I never even put these pallies in, but they seem to just sprout up. I don't really mind them. It's better than having any kind of algae in the tank. I've got I think this is just looking absolutely amazing. I can't wait for it to completely overtake that rock. And then so I think just coming up we're going to come to, okay, so this is the one that wasn't doing very well, but you can see it's actually got some life. I think there's one coral bud or mouth just peeking through at the top there, so I think that it won't be long until that gets covered again. There's the other piece of strawberry shortcake which is just sort of taken off there, and I've got another, I don't know what the name of that is, it's another acro. I think it was specified as high-end acro at Maidenhead Aquatics, which made me laugh. Another Kenya tree in the middle there, just poking his little head through. And then I've got some green plating, some more stylo there. Favourite of mine is the Fungia plates. I mean, they're just amazing. It's absolutely huge, this one. I've got my little Sclemosa clam there, which I'm getting the best picture of. There we go. It's much better. It's a bit more blue. I mean, to be fair, I've got no filter on the camera, so it's not too bad. Really beautiful gold hammer, green branching. There was a lot more. Actually, the torch coral actually did spawn in the old tank, and I had loads of them pop up, but they didn't like being moved at all. But the main colony is still fine. I've got some frog spawn there. And then these are the baby anemones. I think there's 4 separate ones here, but you can see they do still have the bubbles a little bit, but nothing compared to the other ones. These clowns are actually breeding all the time, so I can't move these ones on just yet because they've got a big load of eggs down there. Then we've got all of this growing up the back, which I've been trying to encourage to grow up the back. Some really nice mushrooms. I do have a little plague of this I call it green star polyps, and I'm not quite sure how to get it off. That's going around the tank. I've got an Aqualife, I think it's Aqualife fitting, which has got 4 T5 bulbs in it, and I've got 3 Radian XR30 Pros, which are taking care of all of the light. I've got another I've got an MP40 on this side, and then when we go underneath the tank, it's a bit of a mess, so do excuse my crazy wires. If you've got OCD about that, then I would just not look. I've got my controllers, I've got a NIOS, I think it's like the medium sized one. I've got my controller probes, I've got a TMC manual filter roller, which I prefer because I don't tend to go through so much. And to be honest, like when I first moved everything over, the tank was too clean, so I was just letting it overflow, which I found helped bring up some of the nitrates, because I mean it still tests 0 for 0.25 or something, so you know there is a tiny bit in there. And you can see the outcome of my calcium reactor there, just slowly dripping in there. So yeah, so I've got the NIOS quantum skimmer there. It's the, I don't know, it's the big one anyway. It's rated for sort of 2,000 litres. And then in the middle compartment here, so bear in mind, because this tank is a big tank, so the sump is 4.5 feet, and just this section alone is just shy of 3 feet, and then it's 2.5 feet wide. So this is where I want to put all my frags. I'm actually got 2 AI primes there, so hopefully the lighting will be as good in here. I've just got a few little testers in there because I really want to start fragging and start swapping and, you know, get all my stuff out there, because I think it's really important because of the ban and what have you, that we aquaculture as much as we can. On this side I've got my UV sterilizer, which I think I'm going to take off soon because I just wanted it for the beginning. I've never had any white spot touch like wood or anything, but I just had it in there as a precaution. Then I've got a Calquasser stirrer as part of my auto top up, and then now I've got that auto top up there, which is just a sort of a constant drip peristaltic pump, and it just slowly forces water through here, so it envelops the Calquasser and then slowly gets dripped back to the tank there. Got more power supplies and, you know, general craziness there. On this side I have a cupboard, which is a ventilated cupboard to the... It's a bit weird the way the house works, but anyway, it gets ventilation through this little porthole here. And then I've got my Kamoa peristaltic pump, which is delivering, let's see if it'll focus, 67 mils of fluid every minute. And then I've got the calcium reactor here, which is just run off a normal CO2 bottle that you would use, like it's a fire extinguisher. And then I've got my crazy mountain of wires and my controller and my battery backup. And then I've just mounted all my bits as off the ground. Again, it's pretty terrible in there, so I need to put a bit more work into that bit. Right, if you liked my tank, if you want to see any more of it, like, comment and subscribe. And I'm going to hopefully put out a few more videos and yeah, see how it goes. I'm going to attempt to edit this now and see if I can make it watchable. Yo, what's up? Right, today's video